after the powers that be, the PTV, the industry, whatever you want to call them, once they're done with Diddy, right? And this is going to be going on for some time, but once, I guess you can say the public humiliation, basically after the major documentaries come out, right? After they are done with Diddy, Jay Z is up next to be exposed, right?
Y'all, so it looks like things are heating up in the Carter household because word on the streets is that Beyonce and Jay Z are finito. They are headed for divorce. Can you even imagine? The streets are saying that things have been tense between them for a hot minute, and they have been separate for a while, but they've chosen to keep it private and keep up the appearance of a healthy marriage. But it looks like Queen Bee might be making some heavy moves to protect herself because word on the streets is that Jay Z is allegedly being lined up by the Hollywood elites to get exposed like his bestie Diddy. I mean, we've already seen that happen for his former Roc Nation artist Mia, who came out to expose his connection to the Bronfman family, who have been linked to some very shady practices. It looks like Jay Z might be crashing and burning, and Beyonce is not about to crash with him, so she is allegedly dumping him and saving herself. Y'all, come on in the room because it's tea time. It's absolutely crazy.
This has got to be the worst day of the history. Jay Z and Beyonce are getting a divorce. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Beyonce and Jay Z are getting a divorce. Is she crazy? I would never leave that man for no $1 billion. I don't give a damn what the hell he did. Is she crazy?
Okay, so y'all go ahead and have a seat because reports have it that Beyonce and Jay Z are allegedly heading to divorce court because Beyonce is reportedly done with the marriage. She wants out. This is very surprising though, considering that Jay Z centered his entire Grammy speech around Beyonce and how the Recording Academy has been doing her dirty for her entire solo career. Well, Beyonce has been nominated 4 times for Album of the Year, which is the biggest Grammy award. She's never won. There were high hopes that she was going to win last year for Renaissance, but unfortunately, she didn't win. Harry Styles won for his Harry's House album, and he got dragged for filth for it because fans felt like Renaissance was the better album. Y'all, Jay Z was so upset about it that he gave an interview on Tidal. Now, Tidal is Jay Z's brand, so him giving the interview just shows how badly he wanted that word to get out. He made some solid points about why Beyonce deserved to win Album of the Year, saying, "Look what it's done to the culture. Look how the energy of the world moved. They played a whole album in the club. Every remix is amazing. Everyone's inspired. It has inspired the world. It's inspiring creativity. When it just inspires creativity, that's an album. That has to be Album of the Year. Has to be." But he then slammed the Grammys for being biased toward Beyonce, saying, "The truth is, we grew up wanting to be on the Grammys and it was our goal. We just want them to get it right. That's what we want. Obviously, it's music and it's all subjective, but you gotta be in the ballpark. That's all we want. We just want them to get it right because we love it so much. We grew up watching Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder won 3 out of 4 years in a row." Yeah, he seemed to be very upset about that last year, but it's been a whole year, and people thought that he might have gotten over it already. I mean, Beyonce did become the most awarded artist in the history of the Grammys, so they had something to celebrate. However, Jay Z was clearly holding a grudge because when he was honored the Global Icon Award at the Grammys last week, he brought up the issue again and called out the Academy for being biased towards his wife, who he claimed he did not want to embarrass.
You know, it's music and it's opinion based, but some things, I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work.
Now, fans definitely had some mixed feelings about this because a lot of people felt like Jay Z was being greedy by complaining about Beyonce not having Album of the Year when she already has 32 Grammys, way more than anybody in history. Some people felt like he should be grateful for what Beyonce has managed to achieve instead of crying about what she hadn't achieved. But on the other hand, there were a lot of people who found it very sweet that Jay Z would stand up for his wife like that. I mean, the fact that he was speaking up for her more than a year later shows showed that he truly cared about her and the things that mattered to her. Plus, the fact that he chose to focus on her instead of himself during his moment to shine, it was very sweet to see. However, as it turns out, there might have been another reason for Jay Z speaking up for her, because the streets are saying that it was a last-ditch effort for him to win Beyonce back, because allegedly they have been separated for a while. But now allegedly they have been living separated, and they've chosen to put up a front in public as a married couple. You know, kind of like Will and Jada Smith have been doing since 2016, before Jada made the announcement last year. Now this claim was made by blogger Storm Monroe, who claimed to have some insider details about this, claiming that the powerful couple might be heading for divorce because Beyonce allegedly plans to take the separation forward and divorce Jay Z.
After the powers that be, the PTB, the industry, whatever you want to call them, once they're done with Diddy, right? And this is going to be going on for some time, but once, I guess you can say the public humiliation, basically after the major documentaries come out, right? After they are done with Diddy, Jay Z is up next to be exposed, right?
Now, while some members of the Beehive are happy to hear about this because they've been begging Beyonce to dump Jay Z for years and move on with her life. Now, even if the Beehive has been asking Beyonce for years to leave him, it all got worse after she revealed that he admitted to cheating on her with a woman known as Becky with the good hair. But Beyonce chose to stick by her man and stick beside him through all that. But only for her to now file for divorce? Yeah, there's something going on here, because she has stuck with them through thick and thin. I mean, for years, she has had to deal with people talking about their age difference and how he could have manipulated her into the marriage. Whenever people dive into Beyonce and Jay Z's relationship, one thing that always pops up is their pretty big age difference. Beyonce, born December 4th, 1981, is 42 now. But Jay Z, who was born in 1969, is 13 years older, making him a whopping 53. While a 13-year age gap isn't exactly unheard of in many relationships, the twist here is that they first crossed paths when Beyonce was 18 years old and Jay Z was a seasoned 31-year-old. Now, when you're both in your 40s and up, and the age gap might not raise too many eyebrows, but an 18-year-old being with a 30-year-old is a little bit weird. What makes it even weirder is how Jay Z describes their first encounter in his 2018 track on the Carters' Everything Is Love 713, where he said, "We played it cool at the pool of Cancun, VMA. Confidence you exude makes the fools stay away. Me, I played the room, let the fools have they say. Fate had me sitting next to you on the plane, and I knew straight away." Now, this whole age gap saga hasn't escaped the scrutiny of fans on the online chatter. Some folks have been wondering if Jay Z might have overstepped some boundaries when he made moves on B back then, because she was still a teenager. It's become a hot topic, sparking debates, raising questions about how it all went down. Well, let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? They started dating in 2001, but they kept things hush-hush until 2004, when they finally stepped out together at the 2004 MTV Video Music Awards. By then, they had already dropped a couple of tracks as a duo, like Crazy in Love, which won them a Grammy in 2004. While their music was making waves and selling smoothly, their love story was not that smooth. Rumors swirled that Jay Z was playing the field with other women at the beginning of their relationship, cheating on Beyonce. It was one of those on-again, off-again sagas that had everybody guessing. Beyonce even hinted at the drama in her 2006 song Resentment, where she said, "Loving you was easy once upon a time, but now my suspicions of you have multiplied, and it's all because you lied." Yeah, that was a pretty clear sign that things weren't all sunshine and rainbows, but later on in the song, she laid it out plainly and said, "I know she was attractive, but I was here first. Been riding with you for 6 whole years." Translation, there were definitely some infidelity issues brewing in the early days of B&J's romance, but they were powered through. Back in 2008, Beyonce and Jay Z decided to take the plunge and tie the knot in a ceremony right in Jay Z's penthouse. It wasn't your typical wedding affair though. Along with exchanging rings, they took things up a notch by getting matching tattoos of their favorite number 4 on their ring fingers. Why 4? Well, it's because their wedding day was April 4th, 2004. Beyonce's birthday falls on September 4th, a Virgo. Jay's on December 4th. Let's not forget Jay's album title 444, and plus Blue Ivy, IV, 4 Roman numerals. So yeah, little did they know that 4 tattoo would become a symbol of the roller coaster ride ahead in their marriage. Well, 6 years into their marriage, the Carters found themselves at the center of one of the internet's juiciest scandals. It all went down shortly after Jay Z and Beyonce's sister Solange attended the 2014 Met Gala. TMZ, the internet's favorite rumor troll, dropped an exclusive bombshell: the infamous elevator incident. Yeah, this grainy black and white footage showed Beyonce, Jay Z, and Solange and Jay Z's bodyguard all crammed into an elevator. Then out of nowhere, Solange goes full on Hulk mode, spitting at Jay Z and throwing punches and kicks his way. Yeah, some of those swings actually connected. Y'all, the internet went crazy, but what really had everybody buzzing wasn't the fight itself, it was Beyonce's icy cold demeanor throughout the whole thing. She had everybody playing detective, trying to dissect every frame of that elevator footage for clues. The rumors flew fast and furious, and the conspiracy theories were wilder than a roller coaster ride. But one thing was very clear: Jay Z had definitely stepped on some toes. The big mystery was what exactly he'd done to set off Solange, especially considering Beyonce had always talked about how fiercely protective her little sis was, despite being younger. The elevator shutdown sent shockwaves through Beyonce and Jay Z's fandom, but what really felt weird was the timing. Just 2 days before that explosive video hit the web, the power couple was all smiles courtside at the Brooklyn Nets game, and they looked like the perfect couple. However, camera footage tells a different story, because they were caught briefly having a heated argument before proceeding to ignore each other.
Security Solutions hero of the game, Glenn Martin of New York City. As a longtime real estate executive for Christian and Wakefield, Glenn had the foresight years ago to know what Brooklyn could become, and he played an important.
But once they realized that the cameras were on them, they started laughing and acting like the perfect couple once again, and it was giving a little bit of damage control. But no matter how messy things got behind closed doors, they always managed to keep it together in public. Now, whether that's impressive or concerning is up for debate, but let's talk damage control, shall we? The Carters, along with Solange, wasted no time in putting out a joint statement addressing the whole elevator fiasco. They owned up to their parts in the drama and assured everyone that they'd patch things up as a family. It was a classy move, but the internet was not ready to let it go. Rumors started swirling that Beyonce was making moves to have her romantic IV tattooed covered, the one she shared with Jay Z as a symbol of their forever love. Of course, the gossip mill was buzzing, but Beyonce and Jay Z shut that all the way down in style at the 2015 Met Gala. Because when you're a power couple like them, you don't just attend events, you command the spotlight. However, that only killed the drama for a little bit, because fast forward to 2016, the elevator incident was back in the spotlight thanks to Queen Bee's iconic Lemonade album. Fans dissected every single lyric, searching for clues about what really went down behind those closed elevator doors. For a couple that is notoriously private about their personal lives, Beyonce and Jay Z are very open to sharing details about their relationship through their music, and Lemonade was a full view into how close they came to breaking up. On the album, Beyonce delivers subtle details of Jay Z's wrongdoings, the betrayal and the anger she felt, and ultimately the forgiveness. And the song Sorry immediately caught fans' attention, and they tried to figure out who Becky with the good hair was. Rachel Roy, a fashion designer and the ex-wife of Rockefeller Records co-founder Damon Dash, had been a prime suspect for allegedly causing the elevator incident after ceaselessly flirting with Jay Z at the 2014 Met Gala after party. So it was no surprise to fans and the media that looked their direction as her being the potential Becky with the good hair Beyonce sang about in Sorry. But regardless of the conspiracy theories, Beyonce and Jay Z were moving forward with their relationship, especially since Beyonce already insinuated that she forgave him on the album. After Jay Z provided his perspective and a ton of apologies on his 444 album and acknowledged his faults, they decided to weather the storm together. Now, as he told the New York Times in 2017, you know, most people walk away and like divorce rate is like 50% or something because most people can't see themselves. The hardest thing is seeing pain on someone's face that you caused and then have to deal with yourself. But that was not the last time that Jay Z allegedly cheated on her, because in her song Plastic on the Sofa on the Renaissance album, B sings, "And I know nobody's perfect, so I'll let you be, I'll let you be, no." We don't need no world's acceptance, they're too hard on me, too hard on you, boy. This led speculations that Jay Z had cheated on her yet again. Oh, and let's not even get into the rumors of him allegedly controlling and manipulating her with substances. Jaguar Wright has come out with a couple of times to expose Jay Z for being so obsessed with keeping Beyonce in his control that he allegedly manipulates her.
He's a monster. And I've known he's a monster for years. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in a character.
No, girl.
She then compared Beyonce's situation to that of Britney Spears, asking fans to start a Free Beyonce campaign because she is a prisoner in her marriage and she is trapped.
Beyonce is free.
She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
Oh, God, no. If Beyonce is in prison, she's in one of the most expensive prisons ever.
Yes, she is. And she's watched 24 hours a day. She's not allowed to make a choice for herself, not at all, not in any way. People think she has an amazing life. She is told what to say, she is told what to eat, she is told what to drink, she is told what to wear.
By whom?
She is not her husband's wife, she is his employee. It's a business arrangement. She was a dowry.
Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but it just sounds crazy. But what's even crazier is the fact that Jay Z himself has admitted to treating Beyonce badly on purpose. And we're not even talking about the fact that he cheated on her, because in his song 444, he said, I said, don't embarrass me instead of be mine. That was my proposal for us to go steady. I seen the innocence leave your eyes. I still mourn its death and I apologize to all the women who I tore with your emotions cause I was emotionless. All because I fell short of what I say. I'm all about your eyes leave with the soul that your body once housed. So yeah, according to these, Jay Z hasn't exactly been upstanding in the 16 years that they have been married, but Beyonce stuck beside him. So why is she allegedly trying to distance herself from him now? Plus, if Storm Monroe is to be believed, they have been separated for a while now. They've managed to keep it on the low because it worked for them. So what changed for her to be filing for divorce? Allegedly. I mean, in the case of Will and Jada, the only reason they came out with the revelation was that Jada was on a press run to promote her memoir. She was trying to generate as much publicity as she could to boost the sales and get people interested in talking about the book. But in this case, there's really nothing happening. So why is Beyonce trying to break the status quo and trying to leave the marriage when nothing seems to have happened? Well, as it turns out, there might be something going on because new reports have it that Jay Z might allegedly be the next on the list to be exposed like Diddy. Now, I'm not gonna get into the story of how Diddy got exposed in drag last year, because y'all know I got plenty of videos on those, so check those out, because this story had the internet in a chokehold for months after Cassie filed her lawsuit, so we don't need to get into that. But interestingly, after the lawsuits that were filed against Diddy, a couple of people came out to claim that the Hollywood elites were already making plans to expose and dispose of people whom they had gotten tired of using, and that Diddy was allegedly only the first name on the list. There were allegations that the elites were knocking down some giants one by one because they no longer needed them, and they were disposing of them. Jaguar Wright was the first person to talk about this in an interview that came shortly after Diddy was sued by Cassie. She claimed that Jay Z was allegedly worse than Diddy and had been doing shadier things, but he had gotten away with his shenanigans because, unlike Diddy, he was smarter and was way more careful not to leave any trails or loose ends behind, allegedly.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. This been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
Now, considering that Jaguar has yet to be caught in a lie, most of the tea that she's been spilling about celebs typically come to pass. Fans believe that she could be right about this, and that Jay Z might be the next person to get exposed and disgraced. And it looks like this might have just started something, because Jay Z got exposed and dragged by his former Roc Nation artist, singer MIA. For those who don't remember who MIA was, she's the one I get high like paper, get high like planes. You can catch me at the bar, I got pieces in my Lemonade, that's still a bop. Now, Roc Nation has been accused of some really shady stuff in the past, like when Tory Lanez claimed that Roc Nation silenced him and gave him the order to zip it regarding his tangled situation with Meg Thee Stallion.
I get a call from Roc Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement.
Then there's the fact that Tory's dad went on this crazy rant outside the courthouse where he accused Jay Z and Roc Nation of influencing the legal process, accusing Jay Z of having a hand in Tory's guilty verdict.
You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Roc Nation, including you, Jay Z.
Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it.
He also accused Jay Z of allegedly buying off the independent witness, Sean Kelly, because Kelly started acting a type of way after he met with some people from Roc Nation.
The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Taw and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before. They met on Saturday.
With our witness.
Yeah, y'all, there have been speculations for a while now that Roc Nation has been involved in some crazy dealings, but the new allegations facing the company and Jay Z from MIA are even more disturbing. In a disturbing rant on Twitter, MIA came out to drag Jay Z and accused him of conspiring with the Bronfman family to help them steal her son away from her. Now, for those of you who don't know who the Bronfman family is, they are a family with generational wealth, and together they are worth more than $30 billion in total. But apart from the money, the Bronfman family has been tied to some really shady stuff in the past, and it's definitely as bad as you might think, because they have been linked to cult rings and a whole lot of messy allegations and businesses that I can't even get into myself. So what on earth was Jay Z doing getting mixed up and involved with them? Well, MIA alleged that Jay Z allegedly got paid off by the Bronfmans to help them steal her child away from her. MIA was in a relationship with Benjamin Bronfman for a couple of years, and they were engaged and had a son together, only for the relationship to fizzle out and end after a couple of years. According to MIA, she has been silent for a good while now, but she is done being silent. She tweeted, "My first custody battle was in 2013. My child was 4. I was managed by Jay Z, who ultimately was paid by Bronfmans. I sacrificed my career for my child. They ripped me off, copied my style, gave it to their puppets, and shadow banned me on every platform, but it was worth it to save him from the madness of what you know now." And as if that wasn't bad enough, she claimed that Jay Z completely distanced himself from her after that. She tweeted, "The day I was served for my child, Roc Nation stopped all communication with me, and all my emails to Jay Z asking for help was wiped from my inbox. My home was broken into and every laptop was taken. I was trapped in Brooklyn on an order served that restricted me from leaving Brooklyn for 15 years. So she tried to expose Jay Z's shady relationship with the Bronfmans of all people. And it looks like the exposure that Jaguar Wright was talking about just might be underway already. Also, don't you guys find it interesting that Cassie, Diddy's former artist, was the first to expose Diddy? And we're seeing the same thing play out with Jay Z. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of makes me wonder if there is more to this story than meets the eye, because the coincidence is very sus. This kind of makes sense as to why Beyonce is allegedly divorcing him. I mean, y'all can see how everybody distanced themselves from Diddy after he got exposed. Even his boo thing, Young Miami, has completely distanced herself from him, and she is completely rebranding herself, claiming that she is in her Yams era, and has even gone back to rapping after claiming that she has retired from rapping. She's even been caught with her baby daddy out in these streets. So if Jay Z is really about to go down, it makes sense that Beyonce might want to get divorced and protect herself, her children, and her assets. I mean, if they're already separated, then it's only a matter of technicality anyway, and it would explain why she would choose to divorce him after so many years of holding the fort down and standing 10 toes with him. Well, it looks like fans are not exactly opposing the divorce, nor are they begging Beyonce to stay. Instead, they've been leaving comments saying stuff like, "Jay Z is always getting exposed for doing some crazy stuff against the people of his community. It's crazy. Jay Z finally getting exposed. Hope it continues, because the real snake is the industry." And it wouldn't surprise me when Jay Z gets completely canceled like Diddy. Beyonce ends up admitting that they have been separated for years, like Will and Jada. Yeah, y'all, now this is very messy, but y'all let me know what y'all feel about this situation and then check out this next video.